it's like a double-edged sword. It's a blessing and it's a curse. It's good to be strong, to be independent, to be able to be self-sufficient and, manage on your own. So that's a good thing. But it also takes away from us.
What's good, everybody? It's your girl, Jazz The Queen Lioness, and you are now tuning in into another episode of Everyday Heroz. Now, this is not your regular scenery. You see, we have some new heroes on the line. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in and introducing them. We have the one and only, the hardest working woman on social media. I'm going to say it again, Miss Ashley Collins. We have the scalp nutritionist herself, who's gonna make sure that scalp is hydrated, moisturized, and massaged. The wonderful Miss Yata, and I have the aspiring entrepreneur, Miss Aja, who's also hitting those books hard and is also a full-time mother. So y'all make sure you show my girl some love. And before we get started, Aunt of Dragons, how's your day going? How are you wearing your cape today?
It's pretty raggedy right now. It's been a terrible day, actually, but I'm here. I made it. I didn't die. So
I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad to have you as always. And Yata, how are you doing?
I am peace. I am flowing. I am grateful, so I'm good.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. There was a little bit of lag, but that's okay. We're gonna keep on pushing. Okay. And I see the baby. Is that the baby's hand? Hey, baby.
Yeah, she's breastfeeding.
And that's powerful. Yes, shout out to International Women's Week. Okay, yeah, that's how we do a multitasking around here. And Aja, how have you worn your cape this week? How are you doing?
Well, it's a little shiny. Had got a little dusty a little bit earlier, but it dust off. So I'm good. I'm goofy. I had you always have to stand on top of your day, so it's all good.
Right. And I couldn't agree more. Keep overcoming those obstacles one day at a time. So today's topic, and I'm really excited about jumping into it because it's something that hits personal for me. And I just really called all the ladies and I'm like, I need some help. I want some opinions. So today's topic is talking about is the saying strong Black independent woman taking away from our femininity? Thank you. Is it harming us? When someone calls us a strong Black woman, is that empowering or is it hurting? And I'm gonna go ahead and start with you, Aja. What do you have to say about that?
Okay, well, to me, I look at it as, for one, I am a strong Black woman. I don't have to walk around with my feelings on my shoulder. But it also get to a point where people always will say, oh, she's been damaged, or, she, you can't really just express how you feel. Sometimes we do get emotional. Sometimes we do have anxiety. You know what I'm saying? But they can't look at us as being a damaged person. Hey, it has its pros and cons. I don't mind people calling me a strong Black woman because I am. My mom taught me how to be that way. Being young, growing up, she taught me how to live, how to be independent, not depend on nobody. But then you got other people that want you to be broken down into, depend on somebody and all of that. But you don't have to be. You don't have to be dependent on nobody. You can depend on yourself, depend on God, and other than that, not really just not being who you are. Just be who you are.
Okay.
That's how I look at it.
And that's very interesting because I actually felt the same way. I felt like it's important for us to be that strong woman, to hold everything down. I guess Aunt Ashley, what would you define as a strong, independent woman?
I hate that phrase very much so. I think that one of the strategies to get the man out of the household was to encourage the phrase independent woman. We don't need a man. I will just give me the baby. I will do everything on my own, right? But as we see, we're not seeing the result of these children being in the household without a two-parent household. So I think that in a way, I think Madonna and Beyonce are very fun. I like both of them, but the encouraging the independent woman movement has made our children very sick. And as a result, people, including myself, we don't know how to be strong on our own because we are carrying the weight of our single parents and we're carrying their burdens and we don't know how to let go of that. I don't know what the right word for it is, that curse, I guess. So I don't like that phrase, independent woman, at all. Sorry, Beyonce and Madonna.
Thank you. That's actually a really very strong point. And you know, Beyonce is strong and everything, but she also has the support of her husband. You know, so I can see why that could be very contradicting for that to be even a statement that she makes in her songs. So what about you, Yata? How are you feeling about it? What do you think?
Well, I think it's kind of been diluted. I think it had, originally a good connotation on it. However, at this point, because of society and social media and marketing, a strong woman is looked at as a woman who has on who kind of turns the other cheek to, and so the saying, like the sister said just now, that independency is not necessarily a trait or even a part of our culture as African culture. We're not meant to be independent women. We are meant to be collective, and in the collective, there is, mother, father, and family unit, grandmother, great grandmother. Your family, your support. You need a support system as an individual, as a human, because anything else isn't healthy. So that's what I think about it.
So I actually was doing some research about it, right? And it talked about what is masculine energy and also feminine energy. So here are some traits for feminine energy, which goes along with the independent, strong Black woman saying, right? For feminine energy, it causes us to be dependent, emotional, collaborative, vulnerable, nurturing, self-critical, empathetic, creative, caring, and generous. Whereas masculine traits are independent, non-emotional, competitive, strong, dominant, self-confident, rebellious, assertive, brave, analytical, and ambitious. So would you guys say with those definitions that when we are, affirming that strong Black woman saying, that we're also allowing her to take on a lot of masculine traits? What do you think, Ashley?
Dude, 1,000%. 1,000%. It makes so much more sense now since you defined that. Thank you so much for reading that out loud. The competitiveness, it's kind of like, I visually see this as, so polar bears are very dangerous. I just learned this recently. So forgive my obsession with polar bears right now, but polar bears are very dangerous, right? So you can't like creep up on their general area or they're going to pounce on you, right? But what made the female polar bear so dangerous? When they started killing the male polar bears. So it makes sense that the female polar bears had to adopt that because the males weren't around anymore. So I just think that the Black female had to adapt in a time when there was no male anymore. And we did well. We did, I mean, obviously we did well. You know, we raised, you know, how many athletes are raised from single mothers, you know? So they did a great job. But now it's time to bring the male back into the household because we're not handling things well right now, present tense in 2021.
That was a great point, Ashley. I'm so glad you actually tied that into what I also wanted to say. I asked a friend of mine, I guess, what he defines as a strong Black woman. And most of the time, like most men believe that that's someone who is argumentative, you know, loud, just pretty much a lot of the other male traits that I just named off. So with that being said, has anybody ever wondered why Black women are so loud? You know, has anyone wondered why, you know, because pretty much it's like we're literally the front line for our families. You know what I'm saying? Like how you said, Ashley, without that masculine energy, it's up to us to put it all out there on the table. You know what I'm saying? And because the male may not be present, it has caused us to be like, well, we have to be heard. We have to be seen because you guys are not listening to us. And, you know, even to bring it back to like medical terms, you know what I'm saying? Black women are dying having these babies. You know what I'm saying? And why is that? Because we're not being heard. Our pain tolerance is very high. And, you know, the doctor thinks we're over exaggerating and all these other things. But I honestly feel like it's a cause and effect. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we're not able to stand in our femininity, we have to be loud. We have to be brave. We have to be assertive. You know, Audra, what do you think about it?
I kind of figured you were finna call on my name. I honestly feel that, you know, because we have to be heard. I don't feel like we be heard enough. And it's always the people that are ignoring us are the male version. They feel like we can take so much. You can do it. Stop whining, stop crying, you know, even when we do show emotions to anything that we have going on. And so when they don't listen, then we have to, all right, now listen now, you know, we got to get loud. Sorry about getting loud, but, you know, we have to get that way because they're not listening. We're tired of being ignored. We're tired of having to show our behind because we're not being seen, you know what I'm saying? And we have to act out, I guess, like having a little tantrum, like a little 2-year-old sometimes because we're being ignored, you know, but why? You know what I'm saying? I'm just as important as you are. What makes you different than me? Because technically, if you really want to be honest, I'm more of a masculine woman than I seem to be. You know, I mean, be the little, okay, I got my lashes done, I want to put some little earrings and stuff on, but I'm still strong, I'm competitive. You know what I'm saying? I'm independent. You know what I'm saying? That's stuff that I've learned from, like I said, my mom. My mom I didn't have a male growing up in my household. It was my mom. You know, my mom was mom and dad. My dad wasn't there. So I had to grow up and be strong like my mom. But people would call her damaged. But why? Why call her damaged? Because she took on the fact of saying, oh, I got to raise my kids. My kids are not going to, you know, go without just because a man is not here. So it doesn't make me less of who I am, which is a woman, but you're going to hear me. You're going to see me. You're going to know when I walk into the room, you're going to feel my presence because I am strong. You know, I probably went a little deep on it, but I'm just saying, I have to be heard.
That was perfect. Yata, what do you have to say?
I have a few things to say on that. Hold on, my friend. And then he's again. Okay. Yeah, I think the sister before, the other sister just spoke, was talking more so about this, but there is something called, hold on. Okay, hold on. Yes, full mommy mode, excuse me. Okay, so yeah, so they called it back in the day bug breaking. And so with bug breaking, what it was just basically to demasculate the man. And so what it was be like a severe punishment. So what the slave owner would do was take the male in front of his family and friends, the other enslaved, and he would pull his pants down and sexually violate him, his butt. And so they would do it in front of the children, the wife, as a way to instill fear in the family. And from that psychology and from that, time frame, if you're a wife and you're looking at your man get brutalized, by this white man, you have no choice but to step up and be independent in a sense, because you're not being allowed to be that feminine and have that femininity and that power. So a lot of that, I think a lot of the loudness and a lot of the more vocalizing and, the women with attitudes and all those things, I think ultimately that comes from directly is a reflection of the fear that has been instilled in our families. And it's really just fear because, women haven't seen enough. Either they haven't seen enough, or, they're not in an environment where Black men are protecting them and doing the things that they're supposed to do. So all they know is what their mama did and what their grandmama did. And they all was raised as single mamas, and they don't know nothing else and never seen nothing else. So this is all they know.
Go ahead, Ashley.
Well, you said buck breaking?
Yes, buck breaking.
Thank you.
So just to kind of speak on my own personal experience, I have put off like dating and things of that nature because to me, a strong Black woman is someone who can take care of her own, and also, financially hold it down, takes care of her kids, and all of those things. And I think that was something that I took on head on. Like after my separation from a past marriage, I said, I won't go into another relationship with nothing, right? Now it's been 5 years later and I'm still single. And I am still working towards, my goals and things that I'm looking to achieve. But I'm also about to be 30 this year. So this whole subject came about because one day I was on I was on Clubhouse and they had me as a moderator. And I asked the question, and they said pretty much the response was, do not wait to get involved because you're always going to be working on something to better improve yourself. And I was like, wow. She was like, well, are you going to panic if you're 35 and still single? And I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm kind of panicking now. So, like that also made me question like where I am and how I've fully owned wanting to be that, have that independence. So this is why I really wanted us to group together and talk about this, because it hasn't helped me with getting the things that I want. Now it's kept me focused as far as career wise and everything, but I do want more than just a career. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I've put off dating for however long until I see myself being wherever I want to be. And, it hasn't just happened yet, but I've also wasted time or opportunity to get to know people or, take them serious. I'm sorry, you guys, or, just things of that nature. So I can say it's been harmful to me in that way. Has this thing been harmful to you guys in any way? Has it been eye-opening to you, like how it was for me? Anybody?
What you're asking about what now?
About the saying of the strong Black independent woman. Has that saying affected you in any kind of way?
No. Yeah, I say no. Not because it, wasn't strong enough. I just chose for it not to. Because I'm very grateful to be able to have elders to, kind of give me, kind of guidance before I get to certain points. You know how back in the day when we weren't listening, when we were told that the stove was hot, but then as you get older, you start listening a little more because you found out that the stove really was hot. So I was able to see a few things ahead of time. So I would have to say no, and then I'm also saying no consciously. It did not. Subconsciously, it could have.
Okay. And Aja, I see you over there shaking your head. No, you was like, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I love being called a strong Black mom. I'm sorry, I guess I'm my own person. So, and I done been through a lot, just like Jazz was just saying that I need to watch Miss Ashley's podcast. I just went through a relationship that I don't even know how to explain what I went through. I had been broken for months. Like, I don't know how to express that. I never, like I said, being a strong, independent woman, I was a person that never showed emotion. I never was submissive. I was never that type of woman until this past relationship I just left out of. And me being opened up like that, it broke me a whole lot. Like, literally, I was going to school and everything. I ended up passing my classes and stuff, and I was stressed. But in the midst of that, I had to talk to myself and look in the mirror and say, look, you are a smart, intelligent, independent woman. You are strong. Don't let this situation be your future. Don't let somebody else have this over your life. So technically, I'm okay with being not in a relationship. I don't want somebody to take me back to where I just came from. And I'm not easily opened up like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's very hard for me to, oh, I love you and I'm going to be submissive. Okay, honey, you want dinner? Stuff like that. I'm just not one of them like that. But when I do get to that point and then I just left from that, I'm the one walking around here with bags of tears and all of this and that and the other. So, I mean, hey, I'm enjoying it. You see the little glow, the light glowing on my face right now because I had to think about, I am a strong woman. I am Black. I am powerful and independent. And don't you let nobody do that to you ever again. So, hey, I mean, I'm just saying.
That's what's up. And I'm glad that you've had that experience. And have that confidence. You know what I'm saying? I just know, like I said, for me, I have completely held back. You know what I'm saying? Because I was aiming to be that strong, independent woman. Or not saying that I'm not strong and I am independent, but the whole picture, at the entirety of the title is something that I was craving and looking for. And I just want to say, shout out to my girl. Hey, Kawanna, how are you?
Hello. Hey, everybody. How you guys doing?
So just to introduce you guys real quick, Kawanna is a life coach and my spiritual sister. I've known her for years and years. She's known me as a jit, and she's always someone that I looked up to in many ways, more than one. So thank you so much for joining us, Kawanna. I'm so glad to see you. And we're actually wrapping up, but I do want to ask you, what do you have to say about the saying a strong Black woman, and does it affect our femininity?
Well, it's like a double-edged sword. It's a blessing and it's a curse. It's good to be strong, to be independent, to be able to be self-sufficient and, manage on your own. So that's a good thing. But it also takes away from us being, feminine, for us being, fragile and gentle, because we are gentle creatures. We can't do, it's certain things that we can't do or that we shouldn't do. You know what I mean? In society, Black women, they only mainly see us as either the angry Black woman or the strong Black woman or the, attitudinal neck stroll. I don't need nobody. I can do it myself. And that's not really the case.
Right. And
Right.
I actually spoke on that earlier. Like, my question was, has anyone wondered, like, why Black women are so loud? Like, we know Black women are loud, but do you know why they are loud?
That's because we're frequently unheard. Like, they say it's the hierarchy is white men, white women, Black men, and at the bottom it's us Black women. So we frequently feel unheard, and in situations we feel unheard, of course we're going to get loud. So, just taking that to say that we're loud and we're angry, no, usually it's something that triggered us. That's like if you poke a lion and it roars at you, of course it's going to roar. It's not just going to sit there. So that's one of the situations. And like the whole strong Black woman thing, that's like a defense mechanism, really. Like, we enjoy being strong. That's a good thing. That's prideful. That's powerful for us. But sometimes we want to just not be so strong. We want, to have the same considerations that other people have too. And we don't get that.
That's like, I was watching a video and the lady made a point saying that we're hurt. When we are hurt, we also need protection, and when we're going through those motions, we don't get that same protection. We're kind of just being forced to be like, well, you a strong Black woman, you got this, figure it out.
Yeah.
And that is definitely harmful, at least for us, because it's like a Band-Aid. You know what I'm saying? You just putting something on it and not really fixing the problem to the core, or not even showing your support. So I'm so glad that you came through with that, because you definitely confirmed everything that I felt and have been researching as well. With that being said, I just want to
Can I say something? Sorry.
Go ahead. Yes, please.
Can I say something about the loudness?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so it's not psychological, it's physical. And I hate this whole excuse that we are built differently, but people are all built differently. Like, if you think about it on the most basic scale, right? Think about the most powerful singers that you know. Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin. Like, their diaphragms are built differently from Celine Dion, from Bette Midler,
Yeah.
So when we say that Black women are loud, it's not that they're loud. It's just like our diaphragms are just built differently than everyone else's. And I don't want to make this like a racial thing, but it's true. Like, scientifically, like if you look at it scientifically, our diaphragms are different. So when you say that I'm loud, it's just that I have more air in my lungs than you.
Right, more expression. I've heard of that for sure. And then also I wanted to touch on what Miss Kawanna was talking about the femininity, and then also how you have to have a certain level of confidence to be able to express that femininity on that level as well, because people, so many of these terms have been watered down: being submissive, being feminine, all these things are now looked at as, oh no, this is not strong enough, this is bad, this is not good. These are things that we shouldn't, participate in, when really it's just a skill. It's a skill set. You know what I mean? And you have to have that confidence to be able to know that, hey, listen, I'm still the strong Black woman that I am, in this submissive, in this sweet, in this honey on my tongue, not vinegar on my tongue way. I'm still, promised the goodness that I need from, my mate, in this position. I'm still looked at as strong and confident. So, I mean, I think it's a lot of things that we have to unlearn from our past lives and just all of the trauma that we instilled, the post-traumatic trauma that we have as Black women. We have to unlearn that and wash away the things that we, took with us to grow up and were raised with, and realize that we have a lot of unlearning to do so that we can relearn how to really be feminine women. Yeah, that's all I want to say.
Yes, and that is a strong way to wrap up this episode. So Yata, where can people like and subscribe and follow you and get into what you're doing?
Okay, well, I have a few things. Well, first, I am the Scalp Nutritionist, so you can find me on Instagram at _scalp_nutritionist. So if you have a scalp, you can come see me. I do scalp detoxes, scalp massages, and also specialize in different styles, natural protective styles as well. I'm also an herbalist, so I make different products for the scalp. I do scalp consultations over the phone, and then I can, build you a regimen that's specifically for your scalp, and I also do custom-made products. So those are some things that I do, and then which my name on here says Melanin Mothers Meet. That's my nonprofit organization. You can follow that at Melanin Mothers Meet _M3 on Instagram, and we have a homeschooling in color event coming up April 10th. It's on Zoom. You can find that at melaninmothersmeet.com. It's a plethora of things that happens with Melanin Mothers Meet, but basically I have both of my children natural at home unmedicated, and so I try to show and share with other women who want to be mothers, how to either do that or just get the access to the resources that they need and knowledge when they want to know more about having children naturally, because they don't provide the information for us, they provide it for white women more accessibly.
Yeah.
So I'll be done on that.
Thank you so much, and I'm so glad that you were able to join us. Y'all, Yata is my girl. She is full of energy.
Yay!
A ball, you hear me? That's a party in a person.
Hey.
So
come holla at your girl.
Yes, y'all make sure you follow the Scalp Nutritionist.
Yes, thank you, sis, for having me.
No problem, of course. And then Care Bear Kawanna, like I said, she's the life coach, my spiritual sister. She offers a lot of products, but where can people follow you and get into everything that you have going on?
You can follow me on Facebook at Cultivated Peace or Instagram with Cultivated Peace.
Awesome. And what all the products that you offer? Talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so I do life coaching. I do readings. So they're card readings. They're not really tarot, but they're angel card readings. So I do those. I can do them on the phone or do via video. So I do that. I make bracelets, wrap jewelry. This is actually one of the pieces I have now with green aventurine and a necklace. So I make necklaces, bracelets. So I need to go ahead and mail you something. Do that. I also sell sage and crystals and different metaphysical things. So see me for your metaphysical needs. I am here for that. I also do body scrubs, body soaks, and different things like that. So I'm just for like a goddess body soak. And then I also have the ones for like sore muscles and different things that target different area groups.
That is so awesome. And I have literally watched the growth with Kawanna, and I've seen her start off. She has a care box, you guys, that has everything that you need, especially if you're just getting started into in searching your spiritual self. That's who you want to contact. Okay. Aunt of Dragons, I'm so glad you were able to stick through this whole meeting. Y'all, I know my girl is busy, so y'all please go ahead, Ashley, tell us where we can like and find you and all that good stuff.
Yes, can you write in the chat as well? Can you write in the chat?
Yes, okay. I can. Yes, of course. I'll say that last. Ashley Collins. You can find me on the Facebook, Ashley Collins. I'm the only Black girl there. On Instagram and Twitter, it is, and TikTok, it is the Aunt of Dragons, like Game of Thrones. If you like Game of Thrones, we should be best friends. On YouTube, it is the Breakup Diaries. And I want to know, Kawanna, what foundation are you wearing right now?
I am wearing I think it's Fit Me. I think it's Maybelline.
Me? Really?
Yep.
Okay. Well, because I got to go shopping this weekend, so it's my birthday weekend. So yeah. I'm an air. My birthday's at the end of the month, but someone's like, "I'm gonna take you shopping." I was like, "Okay," so I guess I'm gonna spend all your money on my makeup. But I'm making a list of things I want to abuse. But thank you so much for this conversation. I hope we can do this again, Jazz, because this was very enlightening for me.
Most definitely. And y'all, I'm sorry, Kawanna is in a different time zone from the rest of us. So I definitely did not give her the right time for her to be on the show. That was my fault. I will do better. And Queen Aja, please tell the people about yourself. Tell them where they can find you and all of that good stuff.
Okay, I'm not all of this like y'all are. I'm just more laid back than anybody.
Don't let her lie to you guys.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm actually doing a lot of things. Actually, I wish that I probably need to slow down. Like, I'm studying Forex, I work, I go to school. You know, so I got a lot going on. And I also work for a company called Secret. We also have beauty products, skin products, and all of that. But just me being a regular, just beautiful melanin woman, and I'm just chilling and I'm laid back. And I will follow you ladies because y'all might have a little touch for my life, you know. So, you know, it was nice meeting y'all. Yeah.
Yes, everyone here plays a special role in my heart. So I just really want to thank you guys for coming together and spending this time with me and talking about a subject that's near and dear. You guys have now tuned in into another episode of Everyday Heroes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we are out.